Auntie Penguin. Hello, Uncle Penguin. Hello, and lots of penguin chicks. Hello. They all like to have lots of fun. Swimming. Diving. Eating fish.
One day, when Ethan Bennell was having a rest on the ice, he noticed something very strange. He could hear a sound. It went drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop. What could it be?
As he looked, he saw that the ice was melting and melting away. He called to his family. The ice is melting! The ice is melting! Oh no! The ice is melting! What could the penguins do? Where could they find more ice? Eddie thought for a while. Then he said, I know what to do.
Eddie the penguin decided that he and his family should go on this journey to find a new home. He gathered everyone around him and they all agreed with Eddie that they would travel right to the other side of the world.
The very next day, the people started a very long journey all the way to the North Pole. See if there is any more ice there.
They traveled for months and months. They rode on a whale over the sea. They marched and marched over the land until finally they got to the North Pole. Will be any more ice here? They wondered.
As they looked around, they could see something from the distance. They walked closer and closer. It was a big white animal. Hello, I'm Peggy Polar Bear. Peggy Polar Bear looked very fed up. Then more polar bears appeared and they looked fed up too. What's the matter? The ice is melting! very worried. He decided that they should go and see the human beings. So they set off on another journey, all the way to the United Kingdom.
When they got to the UK, the penguins couldn't believe their eyes. There were enormous cars everywhere. Vroom, vroom! The enormous noisy cars were used up lots of energy. The pollution from their exhaust went up to